never going to get printed out if there's a script. They're not going to print it. Like, it's not like they give it out to everyone to read.
It
was
an office memo.
Just go do it, goddammit!
Just making up accents at this point.
Do it!
You heard him. Please.
You know what's better than, what's honestly the best thing? Pissing drunk outside.
Nothing better. Just staring up into the stars. You're like, I'm having a great night. Like, this is fun time.
Sometimes I prefer to pee outside than I do a bathroom.
Oh.
You think aliens are real?
Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pro Am Podcast. Just a couple amateur athletes talking pro sports. I'm Sam Cohen.
Marjorie Tamillo.
And boy, oh boy, we've missed some time. But fuck that. Doesn't matter. We're here. The real ones are here to watch us, so it doesn't fucking matter anyway. Love y'all. Seize up. Playoff time. Here we go. NFL draft this week, coming up tomorrow, which will be today when this comes out. And then we got NBA playoffs and a little bit of MLB. So, RJ?
Yep. I'm thinking we start off with a little NFL draft talk since it's tomorrow. So
Hit me. Seems like the number one pick's pretty locked in here.
Yeah, I think we all know Cam Ward is locked in at 1-1. I'm pretty sure the Titans already said that. So Cam Ward will be going.
Yeah, when your quarterback publicly says one of his best wide receivers in the league is Treylon Burks, I think you could start piecing things together.
Yes. Yeah. That was actually pretty funny.
It was good out of him. It was smart because it definitely got buzz going. Because I feel like this draft doesn't have the buzz of other drafts. I saw somebody say there's a bunch of starters, not stars, and that really stuck with me.
That is a good one. Yeah, I think there's obviously good players in the draft, but there's not like a ton of players where I'm like, oh, this guy is gonna like change the trajectory of this team. Like, I don't think Cam Ward is gonna make the Titans a great team next year. Like, I mean, a lot of the time it doesn't happen with a quarterback going to a bad team anyway. But like, I don't know. I don't think Cam Ward is that much better than the rest of the quarterbacks that are available. So like, it's a weird year where the 1-1 isn't like jumping off the paper at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even to go off of that with every quarterback right now, I feel like some teams are reaching too early to get their quarterback before they have a line.
Yeah.
And it ends up screwing not only the quarterback, but the team at the end of the day. Somebody gets let go, somebody gets hurt, coach gets fired, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I feel like these teams got to start building up their line first. Like, if you're going to truly rebuild, a quarterback and a running back, in my opinion, are the last two pieces.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like the keys to the kingdom. That's what I'm saying.
They
built up everything,
built, and then they got Saquon. So
they had everything built, and they got Jalen Hurts too. I mean, they were building up that line before then too, and then they got Jalen Hurts, and it's like, I feel like it's such a glaring thing, even with the Lions.
Yeah,
same with the Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs was like their last piece, and he's their best piece because everything else around him is like good because they took the time and the years, which I know it sucks for the fan bases. I'm sure it sucks for the team. And for the coach, it's kind of like, am I going to keep my job? But if like you have a clear path, like Dan Campbell came in, that was a terrible Lions team.
Oh, awful. Absolutely awful. And then they draft Jahmyr Gibbs, like when they're at a point where they're building talent on the roster and they're, going to be good in a few years. They add him as that last piece and their whole team is, fantastic all around. And they go they turn into one of the best teams in the league because they built everything else first. They had the quarterback with experience. They had, an offensive line already built. Then they had Jahmyr Gibbs with David Montgomery, and then it's game over. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's just how I feel about those early quarterback picks recently. I feel like they're taken without the line first, and I feel like you need to build your line. Obviously, I feel like that's an obvious answer, but I mean, most teams don't see it, and it's right in front of your face. The Eagles and the Lions have been the best two teams, in my opinion, through the regular season for the last 2 years. Maybe the Chiefs, but Chiefs get away with a lot of stuff they shouldn't.
For sure.
And the two glaring things on both of those teams is they have a fantastic D-line and they have a fantastic O-line, and they clearly win you ball games.
Tell you what, they say it all the time. You win ball games in the trenches. That's where you win ball games.
Championships. Trenches win chips. Let's get on to Shedeur Sanders. Where do you think he's going?
Honestly, so I saw today at 12 o'clock noon, his draft position on Sportsbooks was over under 8.5. Okay. Now it's 21.5.
Jesus.
So it's looking like he's going to be falling to the late stages of the first round. And for that reason, I think the Steelers scoop him up.
I think honestly, out of these three that you have listed here, I do think the Steelers and the Browns are the best two options. And then I feel like for me at that point, it's a pick 'em. It's do the Steelers get Aaron Rodgers and Shador and have Shador sit under Rodgers for a year or two, or
Yep.
do the Steelers draft him, say screw Rodgers, start fresh? Same with the Browns. Do the Browns maybe go get a Kirk Cousins and draft Shador and
Possibly.
have him underneath Shador or have Shador under him for a couple of years, or do they scrap that, get Shador, and just work from there? I don't know what they're gonna do, but I feel like when I saw those two teams named, I thought about it and I was like, nah, I think those are two good choices.
Yeah, and I also have the Saints thrown in there because Derek Carr is apparently dealing with some kind of shoulder injury that could affect him for a lot of this year or a good chunk of this season. So they might be quarterbackless for a bit, and they have the ninth pick. So I could definitely see them sneaking in there and grabbing them. The Browns that I had listed, originally thought maybe that could be possible. They're at two, but I don't think Shador's going number two overall. But if anybody was to make a pick like that, it would be the Cleveland Browns. So I could
You know,
see it.
it's what if they take Carter before they take Shador, Connor,
Well, I honestly would personally.
right?
I think Abdul Carter is going to be the best player in the first round of this draft or in this entire draft, in my opinion. I think he's an
And
absolute stud.
yeah, and Cam's going one. So like in reality, the Browns really got the first overall pick.
Yeah, I mean they're the first team that gets to choose somebody that nobody knows who they're taking.
Exactly. So I mean, it'll be exciting to see what they do.
Agreed.
Who do you think's gonna like trade? I haven't heard any of that either. I haven't heard any trade
Yeah,
buzz.
I guess usually you don't until like the draft is about to happen because those trades kind of typically happen on draft day.
Yeah.
Uh, but a couple of teams that I had here for some trade candidates. I think the Steelers could move up, but I wrote this down before I saw that Shador is really slipping, so they might not move up. But even if they move up a pick or two to get him, I can see that happening. I
Yeah.
can see the Cowboys moving up and drafting Genty. I don't know why. I just like feel like that's a Cowboys thing
Hmm.
to do. Like he's like the next like Zeke Elliott for them, like a first round talent running back. Jerry Jones missed on Derrick Henry last year. Wants to fix his wrongs. I could see him going to get Genty.
Yeah, it's not terrible. That's actually I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And then I have the Eagles in there because you can always count on them to make a draft day trade. That's just what they do. And I
Yeah,
guarantee you they
honestly.
make a move that really helps their team because they always seem to.
I'll that is what I'll give to their front office. They can draft the shit out of
They have
players.
a fantastic front office. Got to tip the cap to Howie Roseman.
Yeah, no, they know what they're doing over there.
Absolutely.
Um, who do you think could be traded, if
Um,
anything?
hmm. Like a already NFL player get traded, you mean?
I think Kirk Cousins gets dealt at some point during this draft.
I could see that happening for sure. I mean, you have to think the Falcons probably maybe not plan for this, but you know, if things didn't go well with Kirk in year one, they have the option to trade him before this draft because they have Penix already. So I definitely can see that happening.
Yeah, they slotted in their backup plan just in case.
Um, hmm. Who else could I see on the move? Yeah, I'd like to see like some kind of like AJ Brown type deal like the other year when he got traded to the Eagles. I'd love
That
to
was
see.
surprising,
It
at least for
was.
me.
No, me too. I remember seeing the ticker at the bottom and I was like, AJ Brown just got traded. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's not a name. That's not a name you just randomly see on the ticker and be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, he's going there.
Especially at the time, he was like 3 or 4 years in. Like he was like kind
And he
of
was
just becoming a star.
he was at
So,
probably his last year in Tennessee was probably his best year in Tennessee too.
yeah, 100%. And then he had a fantastic year with the Eagles. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anybody that comes to mind besides Kirk. But I would love to see some draft day trades. There's nothing better, honestly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, nothing better than the war room. You get those war room angles.
Yeah. You get your guy, you see your whole front office just
Yeah. Shaking hands with each other, just like, come on, just high
better.
fiving like they just won something.
Yep. All they did was just write somebody's name on paper. They have no idea how good he's going to be.
All right, you want to move on to a little bit Raider Redbird talk?
Yeah, let's do a little Raider mock draft, a little Cardinals mock draft, just talk a little bit about it. Obviously, we're not experts, but, we can hope and dream for certain guys. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the guy that I wanted is not alive.
not alive. He
Well,
croaked.
not anymore.
I know who you're talking about. What's his name?
Kyron Lacey, I thought
Yeah. Damn.
would be a nice additional piece with Marv
That's a tough
from
one.
LSU, but
RIP.
can't see how this
Um,
didn't even homer either.
all right, let me give you a little run through of my thoughts on the Raiders draft here. So we have sixth overall pick. With that first pick, I would like Ashton Genty. Do I think it's going to happen? I'm 50-50 on it. I can say confidently that if he's there, maybe 75% chance they take him. But there's also a part of me that, like I said, the Cowboys could trade up and snag him. I'm hearing rumblings of the Jaguars possibly just saying fuck it and taking him fifth overall. So if that were the case, he's not there. I would also be happy with the lineman from Mizzou, like Armin Membu was his name, I believe. He's like 6'6", ran a crazy 40 time for a lineman at the combine. So he's projected to be like the either top one or two lineman taken in this draft. So I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind Terry McMillan from Arizona. Give me a big fat receiver. That would go hard. Um, and then, obviously a guy like Travis Hunter or something, if he were to fall to six, scoop him up. Why not? But yeah, Genty would be my first pick there if I'm taking somebody at six. Second round, we have 37th pick. I like Donovan Jackson out of Ohio State, offensive lineman. And then round three, I'd like to see them do something with the quarterback position, get somebody behind Geno, maybe a Jackson Dart, maybe a Jalen Milrow, somebody like that to learn behind Geno for a year. Fourth round, this is a name pick alone. Cornerback, Kobe Bryant from Kansas. We're taking Kobe Bryant. We need a little Mamba energy. Definitely could use another corner or two. Lost Nate Hobbs in the offseason. Round five, I like us taking Mr. Jack Sawyer from Ohio State, national champion. Definitely need another edge rusher. He
He's
would
gonna
fit
fall
that.
that late.
They haven't projected like fourth round, so probably not going to be there in the fifth, but wishful thinking. Who knows? Then round six, I got Tez Johnson from Oregon. He's supposed to fall pretty low, but I honestly don't know if he'll fall that far. And then with the last three picks, we have two six-rounders and a seventh. Rest of it all defense, straight defense. I don't know who, but give me defenders. Load it up.
I'll tell you right now, my entire mock draft for the Cardinals is I don't know who, but I'm gonna be naming positions left and right. We
Yeah,
need D tackle, we need guard, we need center, we need another receiver. I don't mind not no, we don't need another backup running back. I like Benson.
yeah,
Here's
I
I
like him
said this
too.
to my brother the other day though. This might be my last year holding on to Kyler Murray.
Oh, I thought you were about to say your last year's Cardinals fan. I was like,
No,
damn,
no,
what?
no. I've decided to go back to the Jets. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Let's go.
Um, yeah,
Before I really give up on him.
I think that's fair because I think a lot of people are already starting to give up on him, which I think is definitely premature. Because
I don't want
obviously,
to just yet.
yeah, he didn't have a great season last year, but I still think he has more room to grow, and I think the more that you build the offense around him, and he builds chemistry with Marvin Harrison, and things like that, I think you'll be all right. And I think he's
Yeah.
still extremely talented.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that's personally what we're missing. We're missing like one or two offensive linemen, and then
Mhm.
one more receiver. I love Michael Wilson. Love Michael Wilson.
Yeah,
I'd love to have him as my 2/3, but I think we
mhm.
still need another good receiver. I feel like NFL teams these days have a good 1-2 punch,
Definitely
with a good three.
for
And
sure.
we still have Trey McBride too. I mean, Trey McBuckets is nice, but
He is definitely a hell of a receiving threat for sure.
the only thing I want the damn Cardinals to do during this draft is line, line, line. Whether that's defense, offense, get them all. Get everybody
Trenches,
there. Trenches, trench
load them
babies. I
up.
want them all. Give me the 6'6", 300 pounder with a 56-inch reach
Love
that
that.
can fucking just hand check someone right in the face. Right in the face. No, but I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard jack shit about the Cardinals draft buzz. It seems like they've literally gone radio silent. I literally just looked and it was just D tackle, D tackle, D tackle, D tackle. So I was like, all right, look like it's a D tackle year. We got some guys from the
Trenches it
Eagles
is.
too coming back with Jonathan Gannon, which I'm kind of excited for.
You just signed Josh Sweat, correct?
Sweat and believe another guy from the Eagles, not Milton Williams, but another defensive lineman, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited to bring in Josh Sweat, honestly. I think he's a
Yeah.
worker. He's a beast on their line.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Um,
a great signing.
And then honestly, we just need one more guy for Marv and Kyler and Trey and James. One more. That's all we need.
Obviously, it's a little premature to have this conversation, but going into the year, say you have a good draft and all, how do you feel about your chances to win the division?
Win the division.
Because it's a lot different now. Seahawks are a different team, different quarterback. The Rams are a little different, obviously, but I think they got maybe better or stayed the same.
I
And
think
then
that's our challenge. I
and then
think
the
the
Niners
challenge is
got
the
worse.
Rams. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
Niners
agree.
got worse. I think the challenge is the Rams just because of how good and young their defense is. Not even their offense
Yeah,
alone, just their
for
defense
sure.
is going to be good. But I'd probably slot us in there at second
I
if we
think I
make a
would
couple
too.
more of the right moves.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm making a way too early prediction, I'd probably go Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, Niners.
Yeah, I mean, Niners. I mean, they just not only have they lost so much, I feel like that era of the Niners has just passed.
Yeah, I mean they had their window was there for years and years, and they kept getting close, but just couldn't do it.
Had their chances, couldn't get it. It's like, how many
Yep.
times am I gonna
And
beat a dead
now
horse?
now they have to deal with figuring out how to build a roster that doesn't consist of a quarterback on a rookie contract,
Yeah,
because that's the challenge that most teams face.
no, I agree. But yeah, I think the Cardinals are just gonna make some trench moves during this draft. I'm not sure who it's gonna be, but I'm going
We're
all trench, all trench.
we will we'll see how we do here. Hopefully I, maybe correctly picked
Spinning.
one of the Raiders draft picks. If I can,
That'd be cool.
predict one of them, I feel pretty good about myself.
That'd be pretty cool.
But if not, is what it is. We'll see. Draft on Thursday night. This will be out before then, so tune in.
Quick question.
What's that?
What are your thoughts on Kevin Gates?
Kevin Gates, like the rapper with the one who mentioned LeBron's wife and all that.
Yeah, what are your
Yes,
thoughts?
Kevin Gates. I know he has two phones. There's one for the plug, one for the low. Those are the words, right?
I think it's lower load.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Word. So I know that. I think he's kind of wild for saying all that shit and then still showing up courtside to the game is kind of sick out of him, honestly.
Yeah, that's a rapper right there. That's a real
Yeah,
thug man right there. As you
definitely
would say, or Kendrick would say, he was standing on business.
for sure stood on business, even though the business he was standing on was just
Completely made up.
kind of a strange comment, if you ask me.
Oh no, it's
Uh,
definitely weird. And
yeah,
for me, as like LeBron, I'd be like, it's probably not the first time somebody said that about Savannah. Let's be honest.
yeah,
And secondly, I'd be like, okay,
yeah. I mean, I also thought it was weird of LeBron to even like he posted like an Instagram caption that like kind of seemed like he was taking a shot back, and it's like, why even do that, dude? Just like stay off Instagram today. Just don't.
I think he got a little taste during the Stephen A, and I think he was hooked. I think
Yeah,
he's hooked.
for sure. I have this weird thing since that happened where I can like when LeBron retires, I can see him just hopping on TV and debating everybody. Like I can really see him just like
I can see it
going
getting real
in,
heated too.
yeah, like getting his lick back on like Skip and Stephen A and all these guys just going in.
That'd be
That'd be
funny.
funny. That would
That'd
be.
be good stuff.
Yeah,
That'd be
but
top notch.
we'll use that little Kevin Gates tidbit there to transition into the NBA playoffs.
You guys got your dub last night.
Yeah, we got our dub. First game was obviously hideous, but it's a throwaway. We clearly weren't playing like we were playing in the playoffs for some reason. JJ Redick was pissed. I know he fucking ripped them a new one. So next day they looked great, or next game they looked great. Still would like to see more from LeBron and Austin Reeves. They kind of started out little late in that first game, and even the second game. Luca's been fucking carrying the boys on his
He
back.
has. He has. His
Yeah,
back hurts. He's been
but that's why
carrying.
you got him. That's why we have him. But at a
Yeah.
certain point, I'm going to need LeBron or Austin Reeves to have some big games, take a little bit of a load off of him. So when we get deeper into the playoffs, he can really carry us.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be the same exact thing he just went through,
Agreed.
and
He's going to
it's
get all
going
the
to
way to the
be.
finals. He's going to be injured and he's going to not be able to do anything.
Yep.
So,
He'll get manhandled by Jalen
for
Brown
sure.
again. Just saying. But obviously, you think you guys are going to win that series. I think you guys are going to win that series too. But I do think it'll go to 6. I think it'll be 6. I
I
understand. I
mean,
mean,
Six is a very realistic prediction here. We're
I'm not
winning
gonna
the
sit
next
here and call
three.
you an idiot for being a
Nah,
fan.
nah. Give me the next four or the next three. I
I mean,
like it.
if I had it my way, tonight would be the deciding series for game series for the Celtics. I mean, if we beat Orlando tonight, I think there's zero need for us to go to Orlando because we're just going to do it again and again, and then we're just going to come back home and be like, that was fun.
I
So they
think
should end it.
this is how I see this going. Lakers in five, Celtics in four, Cavs in four, Thunder in four, Clippers in seven.
I love that series so much, by the way.
That I have on here. This whole first round, pretty boring. Not great basketball so far. A lot of blowouts. Clippers Nuggets, fantastic basketball. Can't beat
There's
it.
three. No, yeah, it's actually like really good. Like Norman Powell the other night, just like I don't even know what possessed him to do all
Yeah,
that, but
dude, he had an insane season this year.
he
He's got to
did. No,
get
he
some
really
respect.
did. Um, what was I just gonna say? Oh, another series that the three series I'm keeping my eye on in the first round are Knicks Pistons, just because I know that's gonna be a
Yep.
close series.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Um,
been ugly, but it's been kind of fun to watch because they've been close games at least. But like,
yeah, and I'm monitoring just in case they choke, so I can come at them
yeah, of
hard.
course. You're scouting at
And
this point.
then yeah, and then we got Nugs Clippers. Nothing needs to be said about that series. I mean,
No,
it's a great series. You
just
don't need
great
to say
ball.
anything
If you're
about.
a
Yeah,
basketball fan and you want to just watch some NBA playoffs, put on
want to watch
Clippers.
some good ball. Just go
Yep,
on there and watch some good ball.
for sure.
And then the last one that I think is actually going to go to seven, Warriors Rockets, and I'm going to take the Dubs in seven. I think people are underestimating Jimmy and Steph. It doesn't matter about the other three guys on the court to me.
Mhm.
It like even on the Rockets, it doesn't matter to me as long as those two are on. I think they're untouchable.
I personally think the Warriors win in five. I
I
think
could
they're
see that
just
too.
I think they're significantly better than the Rockets. I think the Rockets are just, they're the two seed or whatever, right? But they're a game above nine other teams pretty much. So like I really don't think there is a big gap in talent there.
No,
Probably
you're
the
right,
worst
and
probably the
uh,
worst two seed ever, if you ask me.
might be. And to add the cherry on top, I mean, it's just like I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face and or dead. I'm never counting Steph and LeBron out of any
No,
playoff series. As
never.
long as they make it to the playoffs, I'm not counting them out.
No, we know better than that. We grew up through this. So we watched this happen like 2016. We know all about that. All those
I'll
years.
say it until they stop playing. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to
Yeah.
say that until they stop playing basketball. They can be 62 on the court, and I'll still
And
be like, they got a chance.
I wouldn't want it any other way, honestly. Like
No,
you,
I
you need
agree.
you need stars in the league like that where you can undeniably not write them off because it's just like they're that guy. So
Even with Jimmy, even though he hasn't gotten to the pinnacle and won that championship yet, that
he's a
boy comes to
proven
play in the playoffs.
he is a proven playoff performer. Like honestly, the way he plays in the regular season makes people forget how good he is because he's just, he's coasting through knowing he's gonna end up in the playing game or not this year, but
Whatever it is, yeah.
whatever it may be.
Let's talk about Mr. Sixth Man of the Year.
Ooh, yeah, I meant to bring that up to you. I think that was they gave the award to the correct person.
Yeah, Peyton Pritchard.
Yep.
Got it. I mean, for him to, I said this the other day, for him to be able to do what he can do at his size is so goddamn impressive. It's nuts to me.
It's like my favorite thing watching small basketball players ball the fuck out because I'm just like, I don't know, because you know that everyone's writing him off. Everyone
Yep.
wrote him off his entire life, his entire way to the NBA. People are like, "You're too small," and he's there. So I can always respect a story like that.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, he just tore it up. And then sometimes I'd be like, I wonder if he would be that good as he was like 6'6", 6'7", and I was like, not really to me because I feel like he wouldn't do the things he does because he does
Mhm.
those things because of his size.
Exactly. He has to work with what he's got, and what he's got is speed, quickness, shooting, lateral quickness. He uses all that
Man,
to his advantage.
man, is that kid a fucking hooper. Let me
Yep.
tell you. Mr. Basketball in Oregon, his senior year went to
Yep.
Oregon, obviously took him to a
Yep.
what they go to the Final Four with him?
I think they went to at least the Elite Eight.
At least the Elite
At
Eight.
least the Elite Eight. They made a run that year, at least. Was that
Um,
when they had Taurean Prince?
yeah, and Jordan Bell. No, they had Jordan Bell.
Okay, Taurean Prince was before that.
Yeah, Torian Prince was the one. I think they won the
Yeah, I
national
think you might be
championship with
right.
Torian Prince.
They either did, but the only thing I remember about him being there was, oh wait, hold on, I lied. Taurean Prince went to Baylor,
What team are we talking about?
Oregon.
Yeah.
I think he went to Baylor. They look the same.
Oregon never won a natty chip.
Never.
Honestly, same colors, so it's not like far
Yeah.
off. I mean, it's not like you pick Duke
My
blue
point there
white to
was my point there is that I remember him doing a post game interview, and they were asking him about how they got out rebounded, and he was like, "Well, you see, what a rebound is when someone shoots the ball and it hits off the rim, and then you go up and grab it. That's a
That's
rebound."
my favorite part from it when he goes just showing them how to physically grab a rebound. He's like, ball goes up, you grab it, you bring it
Bro,
down, and that's a rebound. And they got more of those than
than
we
we did.
did.
Yeah. I love when people give like sarcastic answers like that because like
It's like,
sometimes
come
the
on, dude.
question it's like, buddy, why are you asking me this
We
right
all
now?
just watched the same fucking game. You know
Yeah,
exactly why what happened happened.
yeah.
I mean,
How'd you guys get out rebounded by so much? I don't
it
fucking know, dude. Like, I think I know why the
happened.
ball
What do you want me
bounced
to
where it
tell you?
did. Like, the ball
That
bounces where it
giant
bounces.
across the way jumped higher than me today. What do you want me to tell you?
Good
He
hell.
jumped better than I did.
Classic.
No, I agree. But back to Peyton. I mean, hats off to him. I loved honestly just all three candidates this year. I thought they were all very well deserving candidates that could
For
have
sure.
gotten six man of the year, and I would not have been annoyed in any way.
Who was the third? It was Malik Beasley, Pritchard, and
Ty Jerome.
Ty Jerome, right? I mean, that makes sense too because he's been balling in the Cavs of number one seed. So
And then Malik Beasley has been literally, I mean, if he wasn't in running for six man of the year, he'd be starting.
I was gonna say, I think the a reason that he maybe didn't even get it is because he averages slightly more points per game than Pritchard, but he has a lot of his not a lot, but a good
The
chunk of his
starts.
points he's started in.
Yeah.
So like, and Cade Cunningham was out for a month, and he started that whole time. So like, he's had a lot more games where he was starting. So having only 800 more points or whatever, or 200 more points than Pritchard, and having more
Yeah, but
minutes is too much for me.
can he hit buzzer beaters on commands? I don't think so.
No, I mean he's also not money from the parking lot. So
Yeah, level three to be
yeah,
exact. Parking lot level three.
yep.
All right. I got the season four
Season four, I also have the season
and
four.
everything.
You got the season four. I got the Lakers in five.
Who do you think would end up being the Lakers' biggest test? Do you think you guys potentially are seeing your biggest test right now, or do you think the Thunder are going to take it to another level? That's really what I'm asking here.
Mm,
Or maybe
that's,
even, I don't know though. The West is tough. You might see the Clippers too.
it's a great question. I was gonna say I think the Clippers could end up being our biggest test. I
They
honestly
really
think if
could.
the Clippers beat the Nuggets, I wouldn't be shocked if the Clippers beat the Thunder before we even get a chance to get to them, which I would prefer because I would love to beat the fuck out of the Clippers.
As crazy as this sounds, I think the Clippers go as far as James Harden takes them.
I think they go as far as Kawhi stays healthy.
Yeah, that I kind of was just throwing in as a shoe in
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's
because I
safe
think
to.
Kawhi's going to play good no matter what.
Yeah, he's been
But I
balling.
balling. And honestly, it's making the Clippers look good because they sit them all that fucking time, and everyone's like, "What are we
Yep.
doing?" And then they're like, "Can you just relax?" Like I promise, once we make the playoffs, it'll all be worth it. And to Clippers fans right now, it's low key worth it. But I think this team literally goes as far as James Harden takes them because he's going to be that extra issue that teams are going to have to deal with,
For
where they
sure.
can't just shut down Kawhi and maybe Norman Powell, no disrespect because he's a baller, goes off and you'd rather make Norman Powell beat you than Kawhi.
100%. And then with Harden, it's like if you're going to take Kawhi out of the game, if Harden can play well, drop 25 to 30 points, I don't see a world where a team's beating them. If like well, not a team, but like the Nuggets, maybe even the Thunder. I can really
Yeah,
see them beating the Thunder in a series.
no,
The way
I totally agree with you. I mean, I think the Thunder are fantastic. I think they're a really good
yeah,
team.
don't get me wrong.
One, I think they lack experience, which I mean, you can say it doesn't matter, but it damn sure does.
It will matter
Um,
soon. It doesn't matter right now, but it's going to matter next round.
and two, me personally, I think literally just geography wise, where they are, the teams they play throughout the regular seasons that are close to them are fucking terrible. They're
The Thunder,
terrible. Yeah, they're terrible.
who do they play?
They're
Regular
playing I bet they played more than anyone the Jazz. They've played the
Probably.
Jazz more than anyone probably. They've probably played all the shit West teams more than anyone. And going on top of all of that, I think if you expose Shy or Chet, I think they're done.
I think that's all it takes.
I'm like still waiting to figure out
Oh no, I lost hearing.
how. Can you hear me?
Hold on. Wait, headphones. You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I mean,
Hmm.
keep going. I'm sorry.
All good. Um, I'm still waiting to figure out like how to slow down SGA. I don't think anyone's really figured it out of how exactly to like stop him from scoring 30 points. Like he just
I think the thing is you need a team that could guard 1 through 5. That way, when they try to do switch pick and rolls with him and Chet, whoever's guarding him can keep him in front. Just all
right.
they need to do is keep him in front. I think the thing you do to slow him down is force him to shoot the ball, keep him
Right.
outside
Instead
the
of
paint.
letting him drive and get to the line consistently, because he's going to get there 12 times a game at least.
Make him shoot the ball as long as like I'm just going to use the Celtics as an example because they're a team that
Yeah,
I know can guard 1 through 5.
for sure.
If Porzingis and him get switched off, right, and Drew's on Chet, I'm fine with that. Drew can handle
Yeah.
Chet. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Drew literally can handle
Yeah.
Chet.
He's going to
I
swipe the
think,
ball before he can even go up with it. So,
and he's smart enough to do that, and he's
yeah,
literally probably stronger than Chet.
probably,
Um,
honestly. Drew is definitely one of the
um,
stronger point guards in the NBA for sure.
yeah, no, for sure. He's a point big man.
Yeah.
Um, and then him and Porzingis and out, I think can keep Shy not in front, like lock him down, but I think they can avoid him getting into the paint because they're long with their reach, which means they don't have to guard him as tight. And as they
Yeah.
just put their hands up when he shoots, like if he makes a shot, he makes the fucking shot. It is
Plus,
what it is.
the rest of the, if we're talking Celtics specifically, just the rest of their team plays help defense and they're long and they're like a team like that is the type of team that can slow down the Thunder. I think a team that is long, athletic, and has multiple guys that can guard one to
At
five.
any point in time, it's like Drew, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, or Porzingis can all guard Shy.
In all, yeah, right,
Porzingis probably the least, but those four,
right.
seatbelt, lock it down, close the gates. You're done. You're
Too bad we
done.
won't see it happen because they're gonna
We
get
won't.
bounced by the
We're gonna
Clips.
see him and Bron and Lukey. Is that your finals prediction?
Yeah, Lakers sees
I agree. I agree.
easy as
Lakers
it.
sees circa 2008. Stick the trophy in the middle of the fucking logo this time. Stop being assholes, Adam Silver. Bring everything back. Stick
They
that
have
stupid
to.
inflatable finals trophy. Stick it up outside the arena. It looks insane.
I You just like unlocked that memory in my head when they had the trophy at center court.
So it meant
That's
so
NBA
much more.
basketball.
Meant
That's
so much more.
basketball. Yeah.
Meant so much more. Oh my
Wow.
God, man. Yeah,
Damn.
and it said the finals on the side of the court. It said,
Chills.
it said
Straight
the
chills
finals
right there.
on the side of the court too.
Yeah. They got to bring
I
that
mean,
back.
and I remember them having the inflatable finals trophy outside of any arena that was playing that night.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you walk by, it's all lit up. It looks fucking sick.
Yeah. Bring all that back. Bring a
We
little
gotta
thing.
dig up Marv Albert. Where's Marv Albert? Let's
Yeah.
get
Need
him
more.
involved. Let's get Marv Albert involved. Let's do something here. We got about 5 minutes left. Do you want to touch on some baseball before we get out of here?
Yeah, we can get a little brief baseball talk.
Metsies,
Let's.
dude.
I was gonna say, I'll let you talk Mets this time. I'm usually talking O's. O's are struggling. We need some pitching help. We need to get healthy. Talk Mets.
Metsies are just fucking surprising the shit out of me right now. Not only are they hitting the ball fine, their pitching is disgusting.
I was hoping that the Orioles would be similar to the Mets, where it's like there's question marks about the rotation going into the year, but I'm, going to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that these guys pitch well. It's exactly what happened with the Mets. It's the opposite of what happened with the Orioles.
Yeah.
We needed
And
to go get an ace. People thought you guys needed to go get an ace, but it seems like it's working just fine without it.
yeah, and to be honest, we don't even have Mania back yet.
Exactly, yeah. And like, what's his face? The dude pitched yesterday, Griffin Canning. What
Yes,
the
from the
hell?
Tigers.
Like he just turned into a really good pitcher. Like
You know,
he looks
he
good.
actually did pitch really well yesterday. I'll
Yeah.
tip my cap to him. He was a
Every
young
time
guy
I
in the
see,
Tigers farm.
yeah, every time I see somebody or I see him, like that he's the pitcher of the day, I'm like, I don't know, Mets might lose this one. So far, he's been catching dubs. So
Yeah, I mean, we even got Brazaban starting games. You
yeah,
don't see that often, that guy. But Lindor's bat has finally came to life,
unreal.
and boy oh boy,
That
does it ignite our offense.
that walk off was electric. Electric.
So mad I went the day after.
Oh, you were there. I forgot. Day before that.
Day after.
Oh, day after. My bad.
Yeah.
So what was it? You went on Sunday or Saturday?
It was that Saturday.
And then Sunday hit the walk off.
Sold out though. Dude, Citi Field sold out is fucking fun.
Oh, I bet.
And then I got the
100%.
trumpet experience full in person. That, my friend, was awesome.
That's probably very cool. Did
Yeah, and it was
Edwin?
starting to get dark, and we wore our gray jerseys, our City Connects, so they lit the field up purple when he came. It
Yeah,
was fucking cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
that's really dope. I'm definitely itching to get to Camden Yards and see the Felix Batista fucking entrance. The
What's the
old
whistle?
the Omar whistle. It's like the farmer in the dell.
Ah,
Farmer
thank
in the
God you're
dell.
a country boy.
Yeah, but it's from The Wire. Shout out to Baltimore.
Be more dirtiest city in all the land.
Just speaking of Be More, just dropped out of the top 25 most dangerous places to live in America. Let's go. No longer top 25.
That's huge.
It is big.
Probably a big step for Be more.
Could bring in some new pitchers. Corbin Burns might have
You guys
re-signed
coming to
if
look in a safe area, safe pitching area?
okay, Corbin
Baltimore's your
Burns,
spot.
you want to reconsider that contract with the Diamondbacks? We're not top 25 anymore.
Yeah, I can't blame Corbin Burns, dude. Arizona's fucking nice.
Nah, yeah. When I saw that he was interested in going there, I was like, he's not coming back. He's going to Arizona. Families out there. It's beautiful out there, and their team is
Yeah,
fucking loaded. And they went to the World Series when they weren't supposed to. So
which yeah, no. But yeah, Mets are now tied with the Dodgers and Padres for best record in baseball. I mean,
yep.
I can't say or ask for anything else. I mean,
Nope.
as people on this show know, my usual talk about the Mets is not like this at all. It's
Yeah, it's
usually polar opposite.
usually a bit more pessimistic than optimistic.
Yeah.
But
This year,
I mean, it's hard not to be optimistic. I mean,
I was gonna say, how can you not have hope? How?
you got Juan Soto. Like,
He could bat 150, and to be honest, I'd still tell people, yeah, but like we have Juan Soto.
yeah, and
Also,
like
I'm tired of people thinking he's gonna bat this bad forever. Like, I hope you guys know at some point in time he will figure it out,
I
and it's
hope
only gonna get better for us.
I hope people understand that baseball is really hard.
That too, yeah, they don't get it.
Like
No, they don't get it.
like some people like are just gonna hit 150, 200 for a couple weeks to start the year. They're gonna end up hitting much better than that. It's not gonna be a full like you got to 162 games.
That's
Can't
what
be
I was
talking
just gonna
about a
say.
sense.
Do you think when people text me on like a random April 13th Tuesday night, oh, Juan stinks, he's the worst batter in the league, he went 0 for 2, he's 0 for 3 now. I don't give a
Who gives a fuck?
fuck.
Your guys are gonna have off nights every now and then.
If
Like
you've played baseball, you'd understand. If everyone hit the ball every time they got up to bat, you know how fucking good everyone would be?
you know how like non-lucrative it would be to be a pitcher.
That too. We'd run out of them. There'd be a
Yeah,
shortage.
it would just be
People
like
would be like, why
guys
am I
out
pitching? There's
there.
no point.
They would just
Might as well
probably
put a
get a.
machine.
I was gonna say they probably have a machine out there because they wouldn't need
You know,
any
and they're like,
for pitch.
and then they show you the ball and then they stick it in.
They just have an old man in there sitting on a chair behind an L screen. Just
MLB's with an L screen now. That'd be hilarious. That'd be
that would
so
be fun.
fucking funny. That'd be so funny.
That
L
would
screen for the MLB.
that would be a
Um,
big L.
but yeah, looking good for the Mets. Why don't you wrap us up? Get us out of here. Take us home.
Yep. Should have mentioned this to start the pod, but make sure you subscribe to the Pro Am Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on YouTube or TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. We'll have new content coming for you. I'm going to try to get a little more active on getting clips out there. So I'm going to try to get some more clips from this episode specifically out this week. So keep an eye out for those. Make sure you drop a like, drop a comment. Any kind of interaction helps us out. But yeah, that's about it. NFL draft tomorrow. NBA playoffs still rolling. Hopefully the O's turning around. Mets are red hot.